Good afternoon, students. Last day we were on our unsolved paper section B, question number 2, R part we were, that is no country for old man, 2020. Section B, question number 2, R part. First part, no, I am not Prince Hamlet. I told you last day in last video. Today I discuss on R portion, question number 2. That is no country for old men, the young in one another's arms. Birds in the trees, those dying generations add their song. The dying generation add their song, the salmon falls, the mackerel. Crowded seas, fish, flesh are foul, command all summer long. That is no country for old men. This stanza has been selected from W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats' great poem Sailing to Byzantium. The name of the poem is Sailing to Byzantium, and the poet name is W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats, who was a pioneer, who was the great pioneer of Celtic movement. Celtic, C-E-L-T-I-C, or Celtic you can read, C-E-L-T-I-C, mean Irish literature, the literature of Ireland. He has focused, he has exposed the literature which was spoken in Ireland. That is why he is also called the great national poet of Ireland. He has exposed all the folklore and myth which was prevalent in Ireland in his poetry. In this stanza, the poet says, that is no country for old men. The poet says on one hand there is the old man and on the other hand there is the young man. There is great conflict between both of them. Young man is lusty, runs after false beauty. On the other hand, the old man is spiritual and he has no place there with the young man. The poet says that is no country for old men. There is no place for old men in the city Byzantium. That is no country. No country mean no place. Country mean here Byzantium. The city Byzantium, that is no country for old men. Old men have no place in the city Byzantium. Everyone is lusty, mean young men are lusty. They are engaged in sensual pleasure. That is why they have no place. That is why there is no place for old men in that city named Byzantium. There is no place for them. The young in one another arms, birds in the trees. The young in one another arms. The young one is busy. The young men are busy in bearing a child, in sensual pleasure. The young men are busy in sensual pleasure, in lust. Birds in the trees. The birds are mating on the trees in group. Those dying generations. This is dying generations, mean mortal. We are mortal. This mortal generation, man, birds, fish, all is busy in sexual pleasure, sensual pleasure, sexual work when they are young. The poet has gone on the real point. The poet W.B. Yeats says, the art is not real, but it exposes the reality. Through art we expose the reality. Through art, through our poetry we expose the reality which is going on in this universe. He says next, those dying generations add their song. The dying generations add their song. The dying generations, mortal world is busy in sensual pleasure. The salmon falls, the salmon fish also, the salmon fish also jumps in the water. The salmon falls in the water falls. There is salmon fish who is also busy in sensual pleasure, bearing baby. Mean in sensual pleasure. The mackerel, a kind of fish, the mackerel is also engaged in sensual pleasure. Crowded siege, crowded world. Crowded siege mean in sea. In sea the salmon, in waterfalls, salmon fish. In the waterfall the salmon fish is also engaged in bearing generation. The mackerel fish is also jumping in the siege, and it is also engaged in bearing the generation, bearing baby. Fish, here the poet comes on symbolic style. As you know that symbolism is the main tendency, symbolism is the main feature of modern age. Fish is the symbol of the insect, you can say. Flesh is the symbol of human being, or fowl mean birds. Fish, insect, that is the animal who live in water. Fish is the symbol of animal who live in water. Flesh mean human being. Flesh is the symbol of human being, man. Or fowl mean birds. That is animal who lives in water, man who lives in universe, man human beings, fowl birds. Commend all summer long. Commend mean sanction. Sanction, S-A-N-C-T-I-O-N. Sanction, allows all summer long. Allows sexual pleasure, allows sensual pleasure all summer long. Total year, all the year, all the weather. In this way, this is going on. W.B. Yeats has exposed the reality of the universe, the reality where there is no place for the old man. Old men are spiritual. On the other hand, the young men are not spiritual, they are physical. There is great conflict between the spiritual and the physical here in this stanza. Critical comment in this poem. The poet has gone through his symbolical style. He has exposed the symbolism. Next, the poet has also given the beautiful picture of symbolism, fish, flesh or fowl. Next, there is great conflict between spiritual and physical. Next stanza. Next question number 3. Explain the following lines with reference to the context by adding critical comments. Something there is that does not love a wall, that won't sit down. I could say Alps to him, but it is not Alps exactly, and I would rather he shed it for himself. The poem, the stanza has been selected from the poem. The stanza has been selected from the poem. The poem name is, the poem has been written by Robert Frost, and the name of the poem is Something That Does Not Love a Wall. This poem has been taken from the Robert Frost poem. Robert Frost poem name is Stopping by Woods Knot. This is this poem Mending Wall. This poem, the stanza has been selected from the poem Mending Wall. The title of the stanza is Mending Wall. This stanza has been selected from Robert Frost's poem. Robert Frost's an American poem. This stanza has been selected from Robert Frost, American poet. Title this stanza has been selected from Frost's great poem under the title Mending Wall. A great American poet in which he has told about the unity of the universe. Something there is that does not love a wall. The poet says that there is something which is not loved by God, by divine. Something there is that does not love a wall. The someone who has constructed the wall to clear his land. The poet says that there is divine power who does not like the boundary wall. Boundary wall is the symbol of narrow-mindedness. The people who believe in economy, who believe in property, Frost says that emotional is better than professional. Modern people have become professional, who have great worry for their property. That is why they clear his land, they clear their land, they clear their property, standing a line, standing a wall. Frost says that divine power does not love the wall. That is why it damages. The divine power damages the wall, because wall is the symbol of narrow-mindedness. Divine has no narrow-mindedness, but we have narrow-mindedness. Seeing the God, seeing the nature, we don't aspire, we don't learn something to nature. We have to learn. It is the nature instructs us to learn something to her, but we don't. That wants it down. The nature wants to destroy the wall. That is why the nature has destroyed the wall, because the nature doesn't love the wall. Between two neighbors, I could say elves to him. The poet says that those were fairies who crumbled the wall, who destroyed the wall. But it is not elves exactly. The poet replies again that it was not the fairies. Fairies have not destroyed the wall, crumbled the wall. But the nature, the divine power has crumbled the wall, and I would rather he said it too for himself. And I would rather he said it for himself, as he like, as his neighbor like, and I would rather he said it for himself. Robert Frost says, and I would rather I say, whether he believes in divine power or not, as he likes. He may believe whether the fairies have destroyed or the divine power. As you like, as you think, so you find. As Shakespeare had said, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. If you think that something has been done by God, you will find so. But if you don't believe in God, you will not find. In this way, this This poem, this stanza proves Robert Frost not only national poet but also international poet. Robert Frost is also called national poet of America. He has some qualities. He has also mysticism. Here is also great mysticism in this line, in this stanza. He was a great poet who is famous for his mysticism, confessional poetry. He is very famous for his mystic poetry, mystic as well as good thought. In this way, this is good line of Robert Frost. Write a note on depiction of rural life, or write a note on depiction of rural life in Frost's poetry. Frost is also called rural poet who has described the rural scenery, and he has good thought. He has described Mending Wall, a poem in which he has described about the nature as well as rural scenery. And his poem Stopping by Woods is also the unique example of rural scenery, rural poetry, rural life, in which he has said the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promised to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep, which is very inspiral line, didactic line. These are very didactic line. Pandit Nehru used to keep these lines on his table. When he misled, he used to see that, so that he may not forget his mission, his goal. In this way, he was not only a rural poet but also instructional poet of English literature. His poetry has so many qualities. First quality, mysticism. Second quality, nationalism. Third quality, emotion and feeling. Fourth quality, he has described about the rural life. His poetry is rural. He has described about the rural life. The world does not love in this way. Something there is that does not love a world in this way. So many rural sceneries, pictures are there, living picture of rural scenery. Dear students, in the next video, I shall meet you again. Thanks.